Welcome to Pioneer, the podcast series for serious innovators, brought to you by Wrays. Here, we talk to innovative entrepreneurs, CEOs, scientists and policymakers about innovation.
My pleasure to introduce Dr. Sue Bahn, Director and CEO of Tap Into Safety. Sue has 11 years consultancy expertise, including 9 years of research at Edith Cowan University in work health and safety practice and processes, risk management, supervision and leadership training, and vocational education training in the construction and mining industries. The specific expertise focuses on induction deafness and risk blindness and strategies to improve the hazard awareness skills of workers in hazardous work environments. She has published her work extensively and is the author of 2 books and over 50 journal articles published in Australian and international journals. In 2013, she was appointed a member of the Safe Work Australia Expert Work, Health and Safety Workers' Compensation Panel. Hello, Sue. Thank you for participating today in our podcast. Lovely to meet you and look forward to our chat.
Thank you.
Sue, can you tell us what Tap Into Safety does and what the innovation is?
Tap Into Safety, the official line is that we're a fast-growing tech company disrupting the safety training industry. But what we actually do is we've developed interactive safety training platform with 360, 180-degree panoramic photographic scenarios of real workplaces. So what we do is we will immerse the worker or the user in a photographic scene that they're used to seeing when they enter their workplace. We have them working in it, in a virtual environment, if you like. We train them on how to work in that environment safely. Now, the interesting thing that is here for us for the future is that's the foundation of virtual reality training. So we have the panoramic photographs, we have the touch points, we have the training content, we have everything to build straight into virtual reality when that becomes mainstream.
Right. So is that your skill set? Is that your background? Or?
No, not at all. So my background is health and safety. I have a PhD in business and my area is workplace safety and hazard perception. But I have an amazing team. And that team is average of 25 years of age. They're all gaming, they're all developers,
you're making me feel
designers.
old,
I know. So we actually have this, what we call a yin and yang team, so that the founders are sadly over 50, however experienced, know health and safety, know how to build businesses. And the remainder of the team is young, at cutting edge tech, understands how to build apps, because we're an app safety company, and understands what a young user, a young worker is going to want to do when they're trying to be trained in something.
Right. So just walk me through that. So I'm a worker in a factory. How am I exposed to your technologies? Is it the employer that needs special equipment, or is it just an iPad? How does it work?
Yeah, we use mobile platforms, so it would be an iPad, it would be an Android tablet, or it can be on the web on the computer. Literally, they log in, complete a module, interact with it, gaming technology. They get taught what's right, what's wrong. They get points for what's right, what's wrong. It becomes competitive. They actually check in with each other, how did you go, what did you think, did you find that, etc. And because it does that, it keeps safety front of mind. And because it keeps safety front of mind, we're achieving a reduction of 10% at least in injuries.
Fantastic. So does the employer get a report to say you've passed? Or?
Absolutely. Massive, a lot of reporting in the back end. You can actually see exactly what the user does and doesn't select throughout the application. You can trend via individual, you can trend by company, by shift, by worker, and so on. It's just whatever the customer wants. We literally customise that reporting trending for whatever the customer is looking for.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So how long has it taken to the company to get this far in your journey, and what have been some of the main learning points?
Well, Tap Into Safety was formed exactly 2 years ago. We had our birthday last week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. But prior to that, of course, the 2 founders have been running safety consultancies now for about 16 years, so we understand safety. I was also an academic at Edith Cowan University, working in the School of Business, and therefore researching the problem for 9 years. So there's all this underpinning stuff.
Right.
But the business is 2 years old. Key learnings. One, no one will ever sell your product or service as well as the founder.
Right, okay.
And you have to do the hard yards yourself, and you have to sell and get as many customers and a good customer base first before you can actually then try and look for someone else to do that in terms of VDM.
Because that wasn't your background.
No, not at all.
Academic, occ health safety business.
Yep.
So you've had to expose yourself, go out and, to use that horrible S word, sales.
Sell, yeah. And I would never call myself a salesman. But I must admit, we did try to bring on a BDM, and that was not successful.
Right.
And in doing so, I found that actually I was doing a better job than the BDM.
Right.
So I didn't realise it, but I actually am not bad at selling, and I think it's just the passion that comes through, which is what they say.
Yeah.
But I always thought, there was a way of closing a sale better than what I would do. But apparently not. So, but I really think the real key thing is that until you've got a reasonably strong customer base and you're disrupting what's going on, because you're asking people to take on something new, it's going to be really hard for a BDM to sell it anyway. So really the BDM comes in at that point when you're already starting to get traction.
Yeah.
So one of the lessons is you just literally have to do the hard work, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sue. That's very interesting. Any other learning points along the way?
Well, yes, we're a software development company. I would advise everyone, and have also learned the hard way, that you have to develop your software in-house, and you have to have an in-house team to do it. Trying to do something outsourced, never going to be the same, and you've got to worry about your IP and so on. And then the team is everything. The right team makes such a difference, and I'm sure you hear people saying, "Oh, they've got this amazing team." Well, we've actually got an amazing team.
Mm-hmm. Was that just good luck, or
no? Oh, was it? Maybe. A lot of them were sourced from a boutique agency that failed. That was a software development agency that failed, and that was unfortunate that it did, but it was very fortunate for us because we hired the staff, so they had already worked together before. But then each of the team members have been handpicked for their expertise. And so the team is now a team of 10. So we've grown from 2 to 10 in 12 months. Right. Which is fast, very fast and expensive. Yeah. But each team member, because we operate under a very flat structure, we don't try and do anything that's particularly, line manager. We try and just have everyone on the same level. Each staff member contributes and has a voice with everything that we do, because they're probably the only staff member that's doing one particular piece. Right, okay. And so I'm finding that we're getting extremely good loyalty, as well as the vibe in the office is amazing. Everyone loves being there and loves coming to work. Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, employee engagement.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. One of the pitfalls we always hear, or often hear, is access to capital. Has that been a bugbear or not a problem?
Oh, well, every business needs money, doesn't it? It's always a problem. We started with a little bit of money from family, so we had a 10% share from family. And we remortgaged the house, we sold the classic car, we got every other bit of money we could get in terms of overdraft or anything we could get based on the other business. And there have been times when we've been down to the last $20, absolutely. Right. Really, really difficult.
So you've got to be committed.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, as I said, the two founders are over 50, one of them's over 60, we're in boots and all. Yep. And if it fails, we lose everything. Right. And I think that is a really good motivator. It's a really big stressor. Yeah. However, we actually do really believe in what we're doing, so we don't expect.
I have the sense it's much more than a financial investment. It's more of a passion for the subject and the impact it has.
Well, I mean, if you had a look at the news report yesterday, we had a fatality again at Rio Tinto in the Pilbara. young man, 32-year-old. To be honest, as health and safety professionals, we are just sick to death of seeing those kind of reports when we know that so many of them can be, stopped, and we don't have to be seeing those kind of reports. So we've got a very altruistic view. We actually do want to see improvement in health and safety.
So that's your basic driver or value.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It's really nice going to bed at night knowing that what you're doing actually will make a positive difference to someone else and their family, and I know that sounds all very, oh my goodness, it's almost a religion. Well, it's not, but it's really great to be in a business that can make a difference. Yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So where do you see the business in 12 months' time, and what challenges do you face?
Business is growing at an absolute rate of knots, which is awesome. We've just signed a very, very large deal with an industry association, and we see that particular model as a really good model, and we hadn't thought of it before it actually happened, which is about 3 months ago. So the association holds the licensing and then distributes the training through their membership so that their members pay a tiny, tiny fee to access it rather than a full licensing fee.
Right.
So what it does is it brings the training to the small person or the small one-man band even that would never be able to afford, cutting-edge tech.
Yeah.
And the licence is held by the association, who also puts a small margin on the seat fee for a smaller player to use it, and therefore they're in profit really quickly as well. So we make profit, they make profit, and everybody gets the training.
Right.
So it's actually a really great model. Yeah. So that we're just testing now because we're only just starting to roll that out.
So is this a national view you've got, or international view?
International view, absolutely. Yeah. But this particular one's, actually it is international, it's Australia and New Zealand. Once we've tested and got this model really working, and we think that won't take very long, we'll be asking every other association in hazardous work to do that. So we see that as a significant growth for us in the next 12 months. We're also extending our software. There's all of me that we're actually building as well, which is mental health.
Right. Okay.
So and
mental health. I know it's outside the workplace, but is it focused primarily on the workplace?
No, it's actually everything. What actually happened was we built a small workplace product that was an early intervention tool looking at stress, anxiety, depression, and looking at scenarios for the workplace. We did that through the Accelerating Commercialisation funding. We got a tiny bit of that. Okay. We were the first ones to get one in WA and the first to finish, I must say. So we're the poster child, yes. Anyway, but when we actually launched that product in March, we had a couple of those working in the school education market, the likes of Sector and Perth ICT, and they came to me and said, Sue, you've really got to redo this for schools. So we did. So we redid it for schools. Yeah. We've now come up with 5 different products that can come out of it for educators, for students, for parents, for corporates, and for those in care workers, so your GPs, your counsellors. And we see that moving into its own realm. So we've formed another division within the company to separate it out. Yep. So that's been tested in schools in the next 6 months and then ready for commercialisation after that. So
it's all the similar technology though on the
all
platform?
Off the same base platform. We could move it into different things with various sort of tweaks to it, if you like. But
no plans to list, or always going to be private? Or
don't know. Got a little bit of private equity. Very small amount from someone in Perth at the moment. We're just going to see what the cash flow looks like. Whether we do or don't, I don't know. There's a lot of people talking, right? But I don't know just yet. Okay. Don't know just yet. Okay. Never take money till you need money.
No, that's true. You're just going to dilute yourself.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. No. We talked about mental health module, I guess you would call it. Any other innovations planned? It's kind of related to what you're doing?
There's an extension to our main safety platform. At the moment, we train, at the workstation, and you'd probably do that perhaps every couple of months with your workforce, rolling it through probably a couple of people a day is probably the best way. But what is missing is a daily one, a daily reminder. So what we're actually also building is an app called Safe For Me that's going to go on the mobile phone, and it will be a daily reminder of the hazards that you're facing, a little bit of hazard training. It will be a Take 5, which is a risk assessment that many hazardous industries use. It'll have push-pull notifications so we can send out alerts and reminders. It'll allow you to take photographs of emerging hazards and get them up to the cloud and then back out as alerts.
Okay.
Geolocation, geofencing, linking to Internet of Things, wearable tech, and so on.
Right.
So we're moving down the realm of Internet of Things. We're moving down into the realm of virtual reality. Mm-hmm. But it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
But we've got the foundation. So we're just going to move as it becomes more, mainstream.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good fun playing in tech.
Yeah.
I still can't turn my computer on terribly well, let alone link up for any presentation or anything like that. However,
I can tell you're enjoying what you do. Yeah. As you said, your second birthday. What advice would you give to budding entrepreneurs listening to this and about to embark on your journey?
Number one, don't expect to be an overnight success. We're still not paying ourselves as the founders yet. We will be. In fact, we think we can for the first time in this next, say, in year 3.
Wow, it's a big milestone.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice to know that you can actually afford that. But, you've got to expect to not do that. You have to do the hard work yourself. You have to do everything. You have to do the social media, you have to do the sales, you have to do the development, you've got to have the idea, you've got to look after the team, you've got to pay the wages and so on. You've just got to do everything. I would also suggest that you connect yourself to people that can help, and it's amazing how many people can help and will help without having to spend an absolute fortune on that. Mm-hmm. So it's really important to have really strong networks in everything that you do. For example, IP protection, absolutely, using Wrays, fantastic. Yes, they charge us, but they're doing the right thing by us. Get yourself a good lawyer, get yourself, and you can do that too without having to, mortgage your house a second time to pay for your lawyer, which is not usual. Get yourself a good accountant, absolutely have to do that. Look at R&D tax incentives, look at grants, look at awards. But bear in mind, grants and awards take a lot of time to do, which could be taking time away from the business. But on the other hand, they build your brand.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
well, I've been reliably informed that you've been shortlisted for Telstra Business of the Year.
Thank you.
So well done for that.
That was very timely, wasn't it, today? I think that, yes, that's actually official, isn't it? Yes, so we can actually say that now. Oh. That's excellent.
So my spies are right.
Yeah. So always put your own money in before you go for investment, which is what we're talking about before. Do everything you can to raise the capital yourself if you believe in what you're doing. And look, if you fail, you fail.
Yep.
Just start again.
Yep. Well, that's one of the bugbears. People talk about the difference between American and Australian culture. In America, if you fail, it means you've learned something. In Australia, it means you're a failure. And we have to turn that around. Entrepreneurs have to expect things won't work all the time. No,
that's right. The only problem is, of course, if you fail and you've put in a lot of money, well, you might go bankrupt. Yeah. That's sad. But at the end of the day, well, hopefully you've learned it along the way before it becomes a big bankruptcy and you can change and move with the market. Yeah.
Well, the takeaway for me, Sue, is clearly the passion you have for what you're doing. So,
thank you.
Look, it's been lovely to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today for the Wrays Innovator Series. If you would like to know more about today's topic, please email us wrays@wrays.com.au.